Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. And slowly look into Pam Bondi's eyes. So you no longer ask for things that she lied to you and told you existed, but now she has to tell you the truth. Maybe. We'll never know. But honestly, I don't think there was ever a client list. The government very well knows who his affiliations were. They certainly know who Jeffrey Epstein was affiliated with. They know. They know the affiliations. But I don't think that a lot of the things that the internet created, I don't think some of those things are true. But certainly I think some of them are. But yeah, look into her eyes deeply as she tries to convince you not to believe your own lying eyes. That's the entire, Trump presidency. I had found this one too when I was looking around today. I was like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. But this is the one I meant to put up. They said Texas does have an early warning system. And the early warning system is Ted Cruz. If Ted Cruz is going out of town, 9 times out of 10, something's about to happen. So you need to be mindful. Because Raphael he's the plug. He gives an indication of what's going to happen with Mother Nature. Because obviously this guy he's got really good timing, So I figure from this point forward, if you want to know what the weather's going to look like in Texas, see where Raphael is going. Oh, let me see. No, I hadn't seen that update yet because I was working on some other stuff. Let me see. I'm going to look it up right now. I'm not surprised that the Supreme Court is allowing him to lay off federal workers without congressional oversight. I'm not surprised. Y'all know y'all Supreme Court is compromised, right? But you just went live. No, I went live earlier this morning. I didn't go live any other time. Did I pop up in the live before then? I don't think so. Yeah, I went live this morning. But I was saying that I'm not surprised that the Supreme Court is allowing for Trump to continue with mass firings without congressional oversight. Because again, if Congress didn't want him to do it, they would stop it. But Republicans aren't stopping it because they agree with it. And Trump stacked the court. Remember, the only reason why this is happening because Mitch McConnell denied Barack Obama a Supreme Court pick. Never forget that. Remember? Mitch McConnell said, oh, it's so close to the election. It's not right. Da, 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 da. Oh, TikTok didn't tell you? TikTok act a little funny. Just know. My lives are 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sometimes I go live earlier than that. Sometimes later, depending on if I'm working on something and I don't want to stop until I finish that type of thing or whatever. But generally, that's my schedule. Except Sundays, I only do it in the morning. I don't do it in the afternoon on Sundays. But I am not surprised that the Supreme Court is allowing him to do it. Because they lifted a lower court order that had blocked his EO. Let me see. So, Justice Brown Jackson, Sotomayor, they dissented. The order did not make clear how the other justices voted, but they did say we express no view on the legality of any plans to shrink the federal workforce. And it left open the possibility that the issue could return to the Supreme Court. Justice Sotomayor, in her concurrence, wrote that the lower courts were free to address the constitutionality of the plans. She says the plans themselves are not before this court at this stage, and we thus have no occasion to consider whether they can and will be carried out consistent with the constraints of the law. Then Justice Jackson says, for some reason, this court sees fit to step in now and release the president's wrecking ball at the outright set of this litigation. In my view, this decision is not only truly unfortunate, but also hubristic and senseless. So y'all got to understand, a lot of the conservative members of the court, they claim they're old school constitutionalists, but they're not. They don't believe in the Constitution when it doesn't align with with what they think. Just understand that. They don't believe in it then. Okay? They only believe in that shit when they want to deny you something. Then all of a sudden we believe in the original Constitution. But they have no problem stretching it and making corporations people when it comes to Citizens United. See? Because the forefathers were not talking about corporations being considered people too. But all of a sudden the originalists, they don't remember that part when stuff like that happens. I'm telling y'all, it's a game. It's rich people completely taking things over. I'm going to tell you something that I saw that was pretty interesting earlier. Hold on, I'm going to switch my image. And if you guys could tap that like button for me and that share button for me, I would greatly appreciate it. Copy link counts as a share. I saw something that I thought was pretty daggone interesting earlier today. And I saw it on Reddit. And it didn't necessarily make me feel, what's the better way to say it? It didn't make me feel good per se. But it did leave me like, if we don't do something to fix where we are right now, we're going to be in a bad way for hundreds of years. Hold on, let me find the post. Because I was like, that is very uncomfortable. Let me see. Saved. Let me see. I clicked something that saw Marjorie Taylor Greene reading the Bible. I'm like, no way, that's real. Hot Wheels Abbott is Trump. He sure is, but Hot Wheels Abbott is a socialist. Look how fast he begged for federal money to clean up Texas. Look how bad. Look how bad he got on his, look, as on his knees as well as he can to beg for that federal money to clean up Texas. This is what I try to tell y'all. Conservatives are fucking socialists. They just like to tell lies and claim that it's everybody else, but they're the biggest socialists around. And they're the worst. Because see, the thing about this flood situation is, I was researching more. I put up a video about it this afternoon. But apparently Kerr County, they had been giving money under the Biden administration to put in an alarm system, an alert system in relation to weather, right? Because they had already had other events in the area, and they had had a historic event back in the 80s. So this area is a known flood area. So the Biden administration gave them federal funding to put systems there. Those people gave the money back to the federal government. They wouldn't take it. They said it was communist money, and they would not take it. They didn't take it on purpose. They gave the money back to the federal government because they said they don't take free stuff. Now, what I find funny, yet they won't say that shit today. I bet you that same person who said that shit then will not say that today. You know why? Because they don't want to spend their money now to clean up their mess. Yeah, Abbott he betrayed everybody. Texas is going to take care of Texas, but we got to be honest, Texas ain't got enough money to take care of themselves with this disaster without bankrupting the state. And that's the truth. Texas doesn't take in enough revenue to offset its own financial responsibility when it comes to a natural disaster. No state really can handle that. Maybe California. Ain't no other states in the union that can handle that. See, that's a part of the problem. A lot of the states in the union are fucking delusional. Y'all ain't got money like that. You think you do. Especially if you live in a state that doesn't collect income taxes. It's no fucking way you got enough money for disaster stuff. Because you don't even collect income tax money. Yeah, they're reaping what they sow. They are doing that, Larry. They laughed at alligator, Alcatraz, and all the water and hoping that it would flood out. And look at God. He heard all that shit. He heard all that shit. Steve, you said there's no more money in America. Are you saying that because you don't have any gifts, Steve? I'm trying to get clarity on your comments, sir. Is that what you're saying? Hello, how are you? Good afternoon. Oh, yeah, and the grid ain't up to par in Texas. It's just a whole, but that's Republican leadership. I put up a brand new post on Substack this afternoon. Check it out where I talk about Texas. See, Texas talk a lot of shit, but Texas Their rhetoric doesn't align with their wallet. It's what my stepfather used to say: champagne taste and a ginger ale wallet. That's Texas. Hey, Pink. Good afternoon, beautiful. You said America has no more money to rule the world. America never had money to rule the world. America ruled the world through influence, not money. I'm just telling you, it wasn't money. Because the Saudis got more money than us. So it was never about money. It was more about influence, rhetoric, propaganda. That's how we ruled over things. Colonization. It's a whole lot of reasons why we were reigning supreme over things. But it isn't yet, and our military is a big part of it, because we strategically have our military scattered all around the world, just in case something pop off. So it wasn't really money, that kept us having the influence. It was not money. It was the fact that we had power and we weren't afraid to use it. We were very emotional as a country, and would step out there and do things and create whatever narrative we needed to create to justify whatever we were going to do. I know y'all didn't forget about Iraq and Afghanistan and all that shit. The distraction that they gave us after 9/11. Because, see, they were mad at what happened after 9/11, and they knew Americans were mad. We were pissed, and we were looking for an enemy. So what did the Bush administration do? Just made up shit so that they can go invade another country. and convince Americans to join the military and fight for their cause when they lied to you in order to be able to do it. Oh, Steve, and I'm going to have to let you go because obviously you know nothing about the economy, beloved. I don't let fake economists in here. Bye, beloved. Talking about Biden was printing money, blah, blah, blah. Yep, gotta go, beloved. It's no way you do economy on the side. It's impossible. Trust me, it's impossible. I could just tell. I wouldn't allow it. So I booted you. Bye. Hey, from Arizona. America doesn't just invest in that. It invests in a lot of things, Larry. But most of them are bad, but it invests in a lot of things. But Larry, let me tell you, you're just saying blanket statements. How about, let's have a conversation. How about you put some meat on those bones, right? You just throwing stuff out there. That's what conservatives do. We actually have real hardcore discussions here. So what else you got to go with that besides those couple of statements? Because that make me feel like you're a bot. So what else you have? Hey, Joy, good afternoon, beautiful. He is not my president and never will be. I feel you, but unfortunately, he is the president of the United States. I don't agree with it either, but I am a realist, right? And I'm fully into accepting and understanding that this is our representation, unfortunately for us. But I'm gonna tell you what it feels like, our representation. Y'all know what I did with it. Y'all know my favorite picture, Don Tiger King. I found him. There he is. That's my favorite guy. This is what the country feels like to me. We're being led by that versus being led by exceptionalism, real leadership. Because real leadership don't have to lie to you. But the Trump administration lies to us consistently because that's all they have is lies. That's all the Republican Party. Notice how the Republican Party is saying right now, let's not talk about how we cut the disaster relief budget in that bill we were just celebrating. Let's not talk about how the federal government offered money to the area to have alert systems and they denied it because they were caught up in political rhetoric. That's why I asked the question, how much are people willing to lose for this guy? That's the question that I keep asking. How much are you willing to lose for this guy? You know, I saw Trump with that fake ass outrage, Kiera. You know why? Because he might be on it. Again, we're supposed to pretend. Remember, Pam Bondi created this mess in relation to that Epstein thing because she lied when she first got appointed to the Justice Department. She lied and said that she had the list sitting on her desk. She lied to people. There was never a list. She lied. It was fucking propaganda. Fast forward, I guess she thought those people were going to forget about the shit. Nah, those people weren't going to forget because they had also created this narrative that it's liberals on the list. So you know for a fact Republicans weren't going to take their eye off of it because they thought it was a way to bring down people they hated. So they were never going to take their eye off of this rumored list. Honestly, Nessa, I don't think that there was, well, I'll say this. I'm pretty sure that the government is aware of which individuals with power and money were affiliated or had been a part of some things. We'll never know because we don't have the money and the resources to know. It's above our pay grade. I'm going to say it like that. All of it's above our pay grade. Thank you. Isn't that a beautiful pic? That is Don Tiger King Trump. I don't think Elon knows it all. Elon's bullshitting. Elon don't know nothing. Only thing Elon know about is the fucking election. He doesn't know anything else. I'm telling you, Elon's full of shit. Don't fall for that. He's full of shit. Let me tell you something. Listen, I don't agree with the majority of the shit that Trump does, okay? But I can tell hood tactics when I see it. And Trump knows that Elon ain't got shit. Because Trump knows if Elon had anything, he would say what he had. Elon has nothing. He's doing that because he wants other people to keep bringing it up. What Elon does have is stuff about that damn election. That's what I want to know. That's all I want to know. What went down? Honestly, part of me, can I be honest? Part of me is like, I don't even think, see, in many ways, I think when people start going, there was some fixing that they almost give America an out. You know what I mean? Oh no, we can't be that racist. America can't be that silly. I'm just telling you, it looks to me like it's an attempt in many ways for America to be like, okay, we're not as bad as it look. No, we're that fucking bad. America's that fucking deplorable. I need y'all to wake up and stop trying to convince yourself of something else. No, Trump, see, understand, Trump don't even remember those South African immigrants. Y'all got to remember that part. Those people were brought here as a ploy. Because understand, they brought them here with no job, no income. They brought these people here essentially with nothing. And gave them pretty much nothing. They gave them the bare fucking minimum. So those people are going to have a tough time really immigrating into the American life because they're South Africans that love the apartheid. Listen, in order for you to flourish, then you're going to have to move in spaces, right? Where people align with that point of view. But the problem is those people don't like immigrants. So those white South Africans are going to have a problem. See what I'm saying? See, America loves you when you both have a common thing you can hate. But once they're done hating that, then they turn their attention back on you and realize, well, you're not one of them either. They're going to hate your ass too. So that's why I said those white South Africans are not going to they didn't get the warm welcome that y'all thought they got. They were just ploys. They would have been better off staying in South Africa. Because you got to keep in mind, those were the South Africans that had no money. See, any South Africans that had money and land, they stayed. They didn't leave and give their shit up and come here. Why would they do that? These were the ones that couldn't make it. These were the mediocre ones. So if they couldn't make it there with a head start, you think they're going to make it here with it? And nah, not happening. They ain't going to make it. They're going to fail here too. and quiet as kept, I would have stayed at home and failed. You understand? Fuck, I'm gonna go to a whole nother country to fail there too. It's harder to fail there, but at least if I stay in my country, I know how it works. I know how to navigate the government. Nah, they fell into the propaganda. So their silly asses here now. Now they're poor in America, and poor in America, I bet you it's a different type of poor than what they used to. Real talk. I'm like, listen. So personally, I just look at all of it and I go, all of it was a ploy. All of it was a game. But in the end, those people, they lose too. Because Trump used them too. They were just another thing to use. You understand? Trump loves to use things and people. And they were just another thing to use. And once he was done using them as a symbol of something, well, he throw them in the trash and he go on to the next thing. So Trump don't give a shit about them people. He don't give a nothing about those people. Nothing. And so that's where I go, because people forget that Trump is so transactional. So transactional. Like, again, like Trump he signed the disaster relief declaration, right, for Texas. I still say it's only, see, remember when they did this budget, Republicans said, we knew that it was going to leave a deficit, this budget, right? But they also said, if everything works out the way they hope that it does, right? Hope that it does, that we'll still be fine. Yeah, but shit, you already a couple months into the presidency, you just had a major storm. Keep in mind, somebody mentioned to me, and I looked it up this morning, it's also flooding in North Carolina, of which he denied them aid. So is he going to give them aid now since he just gave it to Texas? See what I'm saying? Because if he don't like your elected officials, Trump is going to say, fuck you. You don't get nothing. Because Congress, Republican Congress, has decided, and Republican courts, especially the Supreme Court, y'all keep forgetting the Supreme Court is rich people too. They're rich too. And you know they get kickbacks because you forgot when you found out Clarence Thomas was getting free shit. And that's only the shit you knew about. They were paying off his mama's house, paying off debt, going on vacations, buying them vehicles. That was only the shit you knew about. You said Trump's voice is getting more and more annoying. Yeah, oh, it's always annoying to me. But don't let that thing that you're annoyed by it stop you from fighting against it. Not that it would, but you know what I mean. And I'm reading something here, y'all. Ciao. See, this goes back to what we talked about before. They say a Cuban-American woman, she won the visa lottery. Then she voted for Trump. Now her son is in ICE detention. And she says, I feel very betrayed because I didn't think he would do this to me. There it is. I told y'all, all of this, those MAGAs, they selfish as hell. They're so selfish. As long as they thought it would happen to someone else, they were good. Now that it's turning on them, it's a problem. That's why I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I operate off the same thing. See, I had compassion for y'all. I had compassion for people. I was telling them, don't do this. Don't vote for that. It's against you. But all they thought about was themselves. That's it. And you know my reaction now? What are we supposed to do? You want us to boycott? Oh, no. We're not doing that. Protest? Oh, no. We're not doing that either. This is, again, just like I told y'all earlier, like the lady who was in that band that was doing that, I will vote for Donald Trump. Her husband has now been detained and he's up for deportation. She crashing out about it. I was betrayed. Trump did not betray her. See, I don't even like Donald Trump, but I know Trump didn't betray her. He told them what he was going to do. But to this lady's point here that I just read, she didn't think they would do it to her. So she was okay with long as they did it to others. It was just once they couldn't do it to her. Wrong. Wrong. I keep telling people if you'll let them do it to them, they'll do it to you too. If you'll help them do it to them, they'll do it to you too. See, in America, we have two races. And I don't think a lot of people want to be honest about that, especially immigrants. In America, you got two races, black and white. And then they got another category called other. I'm just telling you how America works, okay? To Love to Laugh's point, it's really white and other. Hold on for a second, you guys. I can't see it, so I have to get up because I can't see it.
Can I transfer that from PNC?
Yes, just go ahead.
It's signed TSP.
Okay, you're gonna have to wait on that. Okay. Sorry about that. My husband was trying to talk to me. And thank you all. Please tap that like button for me. And with that share button, like I said, all you gotta do is hit copy link. You don't have to send it to anybody. But understand, in America, you got white and you got other. Immigrants do themselves a disservice coming here thinking that you're going to be able to be white adjacent and be protected by the system. The system not for you. So when you come and you do that shit, you do yourself a disservice. What you need to do is align yourself with other minorities to get the leverage that you need. Otherwise, the system's going to eat your ass up. Period. But black folks tried to tell everybody. Nobody listened. Because like when we had the whole discussion about DEI, everybody swore DEI meant black. And I know all the black people I know, we were sitting around like, no, we don't know no black person that's ever gotten a job because of DEI initiative. No. So we already knew when they were getting rid of that it wasn't going to be us losing the bulk of the jobs. The group that was mostly impacted were white women. DEI allowed them to get into spaces that white men would not allow them to be. Boom. You peel back DEI, well, guess what? You peel back her job too. Because like I said, I ain't know no black person that got a job through a DEI initiative. Not one. Because quiet as kept, we don't even apply to jobs that say DEI. I wouldn't even apply for that. I don't have a desire to be your token black in your company. So I wouldn't even apply. I'm keeping it all the way above. I wouldn't even apply for it. If a company says, oh, we're heavy on diversity, equity, I'm not applying because I already feel like you're counting. And I don't have no interest in helping you meet your tallies. I'm good on that. I come to make money. I don't come to help you meet your diversity quota. You understand? I want you to hire me because you know I'm talented and I can do great things for your organization. Not because you're trying to reach a quota of how many people of color or women you got in there. Especially if the environment in the company doesn't really align with that mindset. You're right, orange colored. You're right. Oh, dang it. You say up until recently, I was the only LGBTQ community employee. Ah, okay. Understood. And that's okay. Because you're not being hired for your sexual preference, right? But if they're going out of their way to make it their business to have a certain amount of people from that community, then I'm looking at them funny going like, that shit is disingenuous. You're not doing it because there's another perspective that you think is going to make your company better. You're pandering. That's why I got a problem with it. That's really where I have my problem. When they do the pandering. Because that's where I look at the stuff and I just go, stop playing with me. Like we're all black people are not the same. Because we're all not the same. Now, there are some commonalities that we have no matter where we're from in America, but we're not all the same because we're shaped by our experiences. A lot of us are shaped by our experiences. I love when people think all black people cool with each other. No, we not. I don't know what y'all talking about. I know a whole lot of black people I see I don't deal with or talk to. And just because they black don't mean I'm gonna deal with them and talk to them. That's crazy talk. Just like all white people don't talk to all white people. That's nuts. You know what I mean? Exactly, Nerd Alert. It's not a monolith. It's not that simple. I know a lot of people want to make it seem that way, but it's not that simple. It's not. I wish it was, but it's not. If it was that simple, then we could solve a lot of problems in the world, but we can't because it's not black and white. It's a whole bunch of gray area involved. And I'm hoping that Trump coming along and this raggedy ass Republican Party exposing themselves. I told y'all. I said the Republican Party has been exposed because of Trump. Thank you, Ichibod. I told y'all, Trump exposed them. He did you a favor, even though I don't like his ass. He still did us a favor and exposed them. They couldn't tap dance anymore. Republicans had to be open and honest about who they are. See, before they could bullshit and him and Hall go back and forth, do this tango of lies, back and forth, back and forth. Trump like, nah, fuck all of that. Either we bout it or we not bout it. That's Trump's mindset. If we say we hate these people, let's just say we hate them. Why we got to pretend we like them? That's Trump. The traditional conservative party is like, well, they're going to tap dance around. They're going to use, tender words. They'll never say it outright. Not Trump. That's how Trump started. That is not who he is now because he realizes he doesn't have to tap dance around it. He can say the quiet part out loud because the people like it. Hey, living life. Hey, beautiful. But I'm looking and I'm going, this woman, I'm going, wait a minute. Trump did not betray you. He didn't betray you. What it is a lot of Cuban Americans think they're different. Which person salute, Nick? A lot of Cuban Americans think they're not like other Hispanics. That's the other problem. You're not white in America. You got to wake up, baby. You got to wake up. I don't give a shit what. You said Trump did a salute? When did he do that? It's not like it matters because MAGA going to eat it up. Hell, remember, MAGA did it after Elon did it. Wow, in front of the White House. No surprise. MAGA will eat it up, and they'll make excuses for it. They'll make excuses for it. You said he blew a kiss. And I didn't see that, Nick. I don't know nothing about that, so I can't report on that because I don't have no info about it. At least here in South Carolina, they are labeled whitey Hispanic. There's no such thing. Kiera, they lying to themselves in South Carolina too. There's no such thing as whitey Hispanic in America. No such thing. Not in America. Maybe in the country they came from. In America, there's no such thing as a white Hispanic. All you gotta do is look at the form, it'll show you. You can choose white, Caucasian. You can choose black. You can choose Hispanic. You can choose Asian, but you can't choose white Hispanic. They won't let you. They're going to make you choose. But when they go to jail, it says white Hispanic. And I'm like, in South Carolina, that's delusional. Yeah, that's crazy talk. That's delusional. There is no such thing as that in America. None. People lying to themselves in South Carolina. But this is also probably how they get comfortable until racism smacks them in the face. And you said census doesn't define it as a race. Okay, that explains it. They don't even have to see you to know you're not white. Yep, they can tell. Yep, they look at names. They look at features. Forms say non-Hispanic white. Okay. What would that even mean? Like, what's the difference between white and non-Hispanic white? I'm asking an honest question. What is the fucking difference? Like, what would be the difference? Because I don't know. Okay, Nick, I'll take a look at it. Because I don't know what would be the difference. Because there's white. Yeah, I don't get it. That seems like an oxymoron to me. non-Hispanic white. So they're saying, like, for example, if somebody came from Italy, they're white. In America, well, that's because you say people always confuse race. They do, but in America, they blend it. In America, it's blended. I'm just telling you how they look at it here. In America, they blend the stuff. Somebody could be Afro-Latina and they still will say they're black. Will not call them Latina or Latino. Hispanic, a name given to Spain, Portugal, and then, okay. Yes, I guess if they are Spanish because they're European, then we added to the list of America's shame. Yeah, European, but not from Spain. Example, Zimmerman. But I'm telling you, in America, see, Mandy, if somebody, you say example, but if somebody saw the name Zimmerman, I'm just telling you how Americans think. They see Zimmerman, they'll assume Jewish. I'm just telling you. I ain't saying it's right. I'm just telling you what people would assume. Because that's how Americans think. They're very, very polarized in their view of people. I'm just telling you. In America, they'll say that. I'm just telling you. In America, they'll say Zimmerman is Jewish without having no reference at all. I'm just telling you. I've seen it. They will make the assumption that they'll say that's Jewish. See? No, that's not Latino. Zimmerman? I've never met a Latino with the last name Zimmerman. Nah. Yeah, no. Yeah, Zimmerman, they outright in America, they're going to call that. They're going to assume the person's Jewish even if they're not. You say people assume my last name is Italian when they see me. They're shocked because I'm black. See? Oh, George Zimmerman? Yeah, but George Zimmerman, I don't know how he got that name. But Zimmerman, if you tell somebody your last name is Zimmerman in America, they will make the assumption that you are Jewish. Oh, Zimmerman derives from Germany, not to Americans. I'm just telling you how Americans think. See, look, Oscar says, people assume he's Latino by his first and last name. God forbid you call yourself Oscar. Because it's not fair for you to have a name. You know what I'm saying? A name that your parents liked to name, you know what I mean? And gave it to you. God forbid. But Americans make a lot of assumptions based on names. They do. Oh, Zimmerman means carpentry. I'm telling you, in America, it means Jewish. And I'm not saying one way or the other. I'm just telling you how Americans think. Americans are extremely polarizing in how they see things. I'm just telling you. Americans are very, very polarizing in how they see things. Yugi said, I wish I could change my name to Zimmerman and probably get listed. Actually, it depends on where you're applying for that job, Yugi. Keeping it all the way a buck. Oscar says, that's how I got a majority of the job. Oh, I bet so, because they assumed you were Hispanic. Because of your name. Because that's how people would make assumptions about you based on your name, how you speak on the phone without even ever seeing you. They make those assumptions. I remember my mother used to say back in the day then, she had this really big thing about how you presented yourself on the telephone. Because back in the day, we didn't have the internet. So in order to screen people out and to exclude folk, they went by how you sounded. You know, you sound black. You sound Hispanic. You sound Chinese. You sound Korean. You sound Jamaican. So for my mother, she was like, I want to make sure that when they talk to you on the phone, they have no idea what the color of your skin is. They will never know by your name and they'll never know by your voice. They will have to meet you. Now, of course, I'm chilling here on the TikToks, you know. But if I had to make a call and I had to not worry about my identity because I don't want it to be an issue, I go, Hold on, let me take my little drink here. Hi, can I please speak with Sarah, please? Hi, Sarah. This is me. I'm calling. My name is Judy. Yes, I'm Judy. I'm calling because I had an issue with one of your associates when I came down today, and I just wanted to talk with you about it. I wanted to talk to a manager. Is that possible, Judy? Listen. You know how many times I walked in a room after I spoke to somebody on the phone for an interview? This was before internet. And show up at that place and you could tell they were surprised my ass was black. Listen, I know what that, code switch, say it again, code switching is for survival. Look, Terry says, hey, when I picked up that food order, that woman was shocked. Listen, because see, with black people, we'll even turn it on sometimes with black folk, like to let them know, like, don't play with me. Like, don't let the smooth taste fool you. Yeah, I know where comma belongs, and I know the difference between a verb and an adjective and all that shit, but I use these pause too. You know how we'll flip it. We'll be real professional, but we'll be real street when necessary. Like quickly, like, hi, good morning. Like, especially at work. At work is the perfect thing. You will code switch 10 times before you take 10 steps. Hey, Sarah, good morning, beautiful. What's up? What's up, Ralph? What you doing? I see you in your suit. I see you in your pinstripes. You're always trying to do it. You be doing the mostest, boy. Hey, I'm going to stop by. I got to meet with you. I'll see you at 10 o'clock, okay? All right, you have a great day. I see you at 10. Listen, you'll code switch 10 times before you take 10 steps. And I'm going to tell you who else be code switching. It ain't talked about enough. Fucking Asians. Whether it's Chinese, Vietnamese, Korean, Japanese, doesn't matter. Thai, Filipino, they be switching up too. Oh, they real good with switching up. Because I got friends and they will switch up quick. Quick. The code switch be quick. Okay? And don't let them not want to talk to you. Then all of a sudden they don't understand English. Listen, girl, stop playing with me. Me and you was just speaking Ebonics like all the way. And now you're going to sit here and act like with this woman, you don't even understand the King's English? No, ma'am. Listen. They'll code switch so fucking quick. So quick, you be like, wait a minute. Since when, girl, you don't speak no English? And as soon as that person walk, girl, I don't want to hear that shit. Chill. Don't get it twisted. They code switch too. Okay? Because I got friends and I synced it. And me being me, I'm going to question it. I'm going to say something. Girl, when did you start not speaking English? Girl, the second she asked me a fucking question. I'm not talking to her. See, Terry Sue say it's exactly that shit. See? Effortless. See? I try to listen. And honestly, I know white people code switch too. I know, because I got white friends that do it. They code switch too. Everybody code switches. They just don't like to be honest about it. You understand? Everybody has a way that they act with certain people that they're extremely comfortable with. And then they have another way that they act with people in which they have to be professional. Everybody does that. The only people who don't are people who don't have no home training. That's it. But if you were raised well, what do they tell you? You know how to act in private and you know how to act in public. For example, I'm going to give you a funny example. In public, when you say somebody got killed, like say you say the word killed. In a professional setting, it's ED. When you hanging out at home with family, it has a T on it. Did you know Draquan got killed? Listen. But when you're in a professional setting, oh, really? Tom killed that presentation. See, enunciation matters when you're being professional. But ain't nobody got no time for no ED when we talking amongst friends. Girl, him got killed. That's when you know it's serious. Okay? So that's why I say, you know, we all code switch to some degree. We all do. Yep, it all goes out the window when we're chilling. As much as we want to be professional, if you get too comfortable, too comfortable, it always comes out. Always comes out. Why did somebody just write female misogynist? What is that? I know they wouldn't talk about me. Please tell you've done stand-up. Listen here, honestly, I did stand-up over a decade ago. I used to go to a couple of clubs and do a couple open mic nights. Honestly, I would go with my mom because my mom used to do it. They talking about me doing Miss Angie. That's why I blocked their ass, Kim. I'm like, what? Oh, code switching is my superpower. I love to code switch. Hell, and code switching is not just like when certain people get in the room, like you're comfortable here, so you say certain things here, but here you're professional. I code switch. It depends on depending on if I'm talking to men, I'm gonna talk in a certain way that I would talk with men that I wouldn't talk with women. Because what I know about a man is too much eye contact, misinterpreted. If you keep touching them while you're talking to them, misinterpreted. Don't be touching on men while you're talking to them if you don't want that man to think something else is happening. Because men like touch. You understand? They respond to that shit. So if every time you talking to them, oh, you so crazy. Oh, you so crazy. And he keep going, okay. All right. And know what he gonna tell his friend? Hey, I was talking to Sheila, and she kept touching me every time we was talking. You think she into me, man? I'm telling you. So don't do that shit. Too much eye contact. And I'm not doing this as a slight to any man in here today. But too much eye contact from a man that you don't know, even when you do know, listen, it's like locking eyes with a predator. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because locking eyes with them is like saying, come here. Even when you're trying to communicate, don't come here. I'm warning you. I'm warning you. Listen. See, look, Venus says that that ain't like, listen, because I know. See, I'm a people watcher. I love to watch people. And so I know how to navigate men. And so when women do this thing like, I don't even understand how he thought I was into him. Well, you kept fucking touching him. You kept staring into his eyes, blinking slowly. Men don't talk to each other like that. Men don't look at each other in the eyes and blink slow like. Men don't talk to each other like that. Men do not talk. So when a woman is talking to a man and you're doing all that shit and you're acting extra effeminate and shit, that man assumes you're flirting. And he assumes that you want a little action. So be mindful about how you interact with them. Because when you send mixed signals, well, you're going to get an interaction that you probably didn't want. That's why I can say in my lifetime, I have not, as far as like guys that I know, I've never had an inappropriate, no guy that I know has tried to be inappropriate with me because there's never any mixed, there ain't no gray area. There's no gray area. Because one thing I know about a man, they don't want to be your friend. I'm sorry, ladies. I'm sorry. Because when I hear women say, oh, my best friend is a guy, I'm like, no, he isn't. No, he isn't. No, he's not. No. You friend zoned him. He want to stick around. So he take that position. But trust and believe. If you ever switch up, he will welcome you back in with open arms like nothing ever happened. Okay? Don't think that for one. I remember I read an article years ago. And this was like 15, 20 years ago. And I remember I read this article and it said, men do not want to be friends with women. The friendship happens because the woman put the man in the friend zone. And he kind of just accepted that's just what it's going to be. But men don't wake up in the morning and go, let me go find a woman to be a friend with today. Men don't think like that. Women may think like that, but men don't think that way. So I remember I put the article on Facebook, and my male friends was like, yeah, they're not lying. No, I don't have any desire to have female friends. I have them, but I have them because they said I had to be their friend and couldn't be nothing else. And they're just cool peoples, and we hang out and stuff like that. But it's certain things I would never do with those people because I'm still attracted to them, but they just chose to be only a friend to me. So, ladies, if you ever say, oh, that's my male best friend, stop it. Yeah, they just want access. Stop it. Girl, he is not running around town. My best friend Sheila, girl, not even. Wake up. Right, they'll take the friendship because they don't have a choice. But they ain't running to be your friend. Look at Kim. Kim said no straight moves. The last friend she had became her husband. See? Lovers and friends. Tell me again. See, look. Got Alicia too. See, that's how they get you. That's how they get you. Oh, we can be friends. Mm-hmm. He just waiting you out. When you call to complain about that other dude you was dating and how you sick of his ass and you can't stand him and he don't listen to you, he don't know what you want, you tired of these worthless ass dudes. Oh, he was listening to all that shit, taking notes like, okay, she doesn't like tulips, she likes chrysanthemums. Okay, listen. Hey, Val. Okay, that guy was not like, oh, that's the love of, that's my friend, man. Yeah, that's his friend because she said you're a friend. Don Tiger King Trump? No, that's Don Tiger King Trump, Melinda. Look a little closely. Look a little closely. Hey, Deisha, how you doing, beautiful? But ladies, stop doing that stuff, okay? That's my friend. That's my friend. Oh, got an update on Trump with Putin. Trump says, we're not happy with Putin. I'm not happy with Putin. I can tell you that much right now because he's unaliving a lot of people. And a lot of them are his soldiers. His soldiers and they're Ukrainian soldiers mostly. And it's up to 7,000 a week. And I'm not happy with Putin. And you know Putin's reaction? Then Trump says, we get a lot of bullshit thrown at us by Putin if you want to know the truth. Duh. He's very nice all the time. But it turns out to be meaningless. Really, you don't say. Who would have thought that Vladimir Putin was pretending to be nice? If only we had a president that knew that. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Then he says on sanctions on Russia, he's looking at it. The Senate is passing and passed a very, very tough sanctions. I'm looking at it very strongly. That's a no. Oh, Putin's a Libra? Oh, then he's masterfully petty. Then he's masterfully petty. You said my brother's in his celly. Tiger King and my brother. Damn! Not Tiger King and brother are roommates. And Tiger King is pissed because Trump won't pardon him. Oh, I'm glad I'm giving you something to giggle about on the way home from work. Look, it makes the time go fast for you, Monica. But I'm looking and I'm like, this guy, Trump is such a joke, man. He's such a joke, man. I'm just trying to see. Okay, that's nothing. I thought that was something. That's an ad. Okay, I'm gonna save that because I don't even. Okay, I don't even know why he did it. Okay, whatever. Uh-oh, Jake Paul got exposed for fixing fights. No surprise. No surprise. Now I'm looking. Okay, now listen to this. Now it's another fight about that flood in Texas. It says, do with this information. Do what you want with this information. I want everyone to know that I've contacted Goodwill Corporate and several locations, and none of them are offering help to flood victims. Please don't donate to this place anymore. Goodwill is not a brand name, it's a concept. They do not support their communities. Duh. Bertram Library Thrift Shop is offering help to anyone who needs it. Update. I contacted... Uh-oh, it's about to rain, y'all. Did y'all hear that thunder? I'm gonna have to start wrapping up soon. Did y'all hear that? That was loud. Sure, I'd love a signed picture. Listen. Man, Tiger King cracks me the fuck up. Did y'all hear that lightning? Or that thunder or whatever it was. Boom. It's so hot outside, I guess we're about to have a storm. So, yeah, you heard it. I'm like, oh shit. No, I'm in Maryland. So I'm going to start wrapping up soon. Because what I ain't, look, my grandmama always, this is what my grandmama told me. She said, when the Lord is doing his work. See, listen, I'm going to tell you, I grew up, my family from down south. I grew up north, but my family's from down south. And I remember when it would be about to rain, my great-grandmother would make us cover the mirrors with blankets because they always felt like it would draw lightning. I don't know what that was about, but it was just, yep, you had to be still during the storm. And they would always say the Lord is doing his work when there was a storm. So you just had to lay down. You couldn't watch no TV. You couldn't turn on no lights. There were no, mirrors be portals. That's what they believe. And you couldn't turn on no lights. You couldn't use no telephone. You could take a nap. We would play checkers, connect the dots. You know, you could do things that did not require electricity. But when the Lord was doing his work, you had to chill the fuck out. And they always said that thundering was the devil beating his wife. I still remember that. My cousins always used to say that. When it started thundering, ooh, the devil beating his wife. And I was like, okay. Now I don't cover my mirrors when it rains, but I still get away from electrical shit when it's thundering and lightning. I still do that. Now that superstition. Oh yeah, because it's starting to get that funny looking haze outside. So you're going to post your autograph picture? Please do. Please do, Melina. Look, I got to follow you because I want to see that picture. Listen. So I followed you because I want to see. Yep. Turn the TV off. Lay down. Chill out until the Lord finishes doing what he's doing. So I'm going to start wrapping up so the Lord can do his work. Okay? Because I'm not about to get caught up. Y'all heard that thunder too, because it's hot out. It's almost 100 degrees outside. And when it's hot like that, it causes it to rain. At least down south, it always did. When it got too fucking hot, we got rain every time. So I'm assuming that's what's happening today. I'm like, I'm so over it. Plus, I got to go out here and move my garden plants so they don't get extra swamped again. Because I've been getting too much water on my potted stuff that I'm growing in my garden because we've been getting all this damn rain from these storms. And Texas is still impacted by these storms. So just note. But you guys be safe tonight. Thank you so much for the likes. I got 28,000 likes. I'm just going to go ahead and wrap up because the haze is coming. Thank you all for the engagement, the shares, the gifts. I appreciate it so much. I want to send a shout out to my top 5 gifters because I do this every live. Number 1, beautiful Kiana Black. Number 2, beautiful Lori. Number 3, beautiful Kiera. Number 4, beautiful Venus. Number 5, beautiful Lynn. And a shout out to number 6, Handsome Jorge. I'm assuming, yeah, because Jorge ain't no woman's name. So I'm going to say handsome Jorge. Thank you all so much. Hey, Maribel. Hey, beautiful. Thank you all so much for joining me. I'm going to wrap up because this storm is coming. So y'all be safe out there. And don't forget what I tell you. Check out the article that I just wrote on Substack. That thing is good, talking about Texas. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm going to tell you like I always tell you. Don't let nobody live rent-free in your head. Y'all hear it again. Don't feed no trolls, and you can accomplish anything you put your mind to as long as you stay consistent. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. Peace. Bye-bye.